The other day I was cleaning my office / studio, this area here, and I came across a gift from my wife Nicole that she made for me a while ago. After we paid off our home, she framed the letter we received from our mortgage provider saying that the largest debt we'll ever have in our life was paid in full. I've actually got it right here. It says, "Congratulations, your mortgage has been paid in full and your account has been closed." Just reading that just gives me goosebumps. I'll show them to you right there. Nicole framed this letter for me because she knew how proud I was of this family win. And she was probably glad that I would now stop asking her how much mortgage principal was left every single month as well. It was kind of like, "Hey Nicole, guess how much is left on the mortgage?" On the front of the letter, it also says November 2017. So it's been over 5 years since we paid off this mortgage. And it got me thinking, was it worth it? Would I do it again? And funny enough, I was contacted by Business Insider to update an article we did years ago about our mortgage payoff where they interviewed us. They had a similar question. Was it worth it, Andy? Would you do it again? So in this video, I'm going to share why I would absolutely do this again, why we would absolutely pay off our mortgage, and how our lives have improved in the last 5 years because of it. Hey everyone, this is Andy Hill from Marriage, Kids, and Money, a channel dedicated to helping you strengthen your family tree and live financially free. If you like what you hear today, please give me the YouTube triple thanks. That's hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and then commenting something awesome down below, maybe what you think about paying off your mortgage, if it's a kooky idea or a great idea. Anyway, let's jump in. Number one, my financial anxiety has decreased. Looking back on my life after leaving the financial comfort of my parents' home, I realized that I've been worrying about money for almost 20 years. I became a homeowner at 22 years old because I thought it was the financially responsible thing to do. Quickly after that, I realized home ownership, it's kind of a pain. I could barely afford my mortgage and the costs and time required to be a homeowner. It was incredibly draining. And when the Great Recession rolled around in Metro Detroit, this home that I bought for $200,000 was now valued at $100,000. I owed more on my home than it was worth. Talk about anxiety, man. So when we got the chance to do this thing again, buy a new home, and Nicole said, "Hey, let's get this one," I wanted to reduce the anxiety that I had with home ownership and amp up the peace and fun. Now that we are mortgage free in this awesome home, I can honestly say that I am calmer, I'm happier, and I truly enjoy living in this home. Number two, we hit coast fire faster. While I wouldn't recommend paying off your mortgage before hitting coast fire, it certainly helped us. Since we didn't have to pay our mortgage payment anymore, we decided to invest heavily for our retirement. Today, our retirement account balance is around $550,000, and just for reference, we're around 40 years old. While it's not guaranteed, time and compound interest could take our balance to well over $2 million by the time we retire in our 60s, and this factors in inflation as well. That could provide us with $80,000 per year in income. Since our family spends much less than $80,000 per year, and we'll still be receiving some sort of Social Security, right? We feel like we've essentially created our own pension. Given that mortgage rates can be historically lower than stock market returns overall, I'd suggest hitting your coast fire number first before paying off your mortgage. That is unless you have like a pension or other income sources like small businesses or rental properties, but to each their own. Number three, we maximized family experiences. With no mortgage payment and no real need to continue to invest for our retirement, we found ourselves using a lot more of our money for fun over the past 5 years. We vacationed more than we ever had before as a family. Mexico, Florida, and California for family vacations, and couples trips to New York, Northern Michigan, and even hiking out west for the first time. Our 14-year-old car finally was on its last legs, so we upgraded and got a new to us SUV, which we love so much. And recently, we said goodbye to our other 13-year-old car and put an order in on a new Ford Mach-E. I am so excited for it to come. Since we didn't inflate our lifestyles for quite a while, the updated features in these cars kind of blow our minds, really. We didn't even have Bluetooth in either one of our cars, so backup cameras and self-driving technology, it's kind of like insane. Number 4, we updated our home. Fewer home payments meant more money could go toward making our home feel more comfortable. With every year that passes by now, I feel like I live in a palace. It also helps when you're married to a professional organizer and home designer. That's my wife. Our mudroom got a full makeover with designated lockers for every member of the home. This helps a ton because our kids have piles of school and winter and soccer gear that kind of clutters up things, so having it all separated is real nice. We also knocked down a wall in our kitchen to create a bar where our kids can sit and have their breakfast every morning. It was already sort of this open floor plan kitchen, but now it's sort of extra open, which is really cool. And the front and backyard have been updated as well with new trees and bushes and plants. It just looks really sharp. Again, this was expertly curated by my wife. We also set aside money in separate savings buckets through Ally to ensure all of our household emergencies could be taken care of if they happen. There's a bucket for appliances, so if the refrigerator breaks down or the dryer breaks down, we're set. We've also got home insurance deductibles if we need that, or even a buffer for cash, just in case there's anything else we forgot. Homeownership can be expensive, as I learned the first time around, and I definitely want to be prepared. Number 5, we can afford to work part-time now. When we eliminated the largest debt and monthly payment from our lives forever, we had a lot more money available to us. For a while, we amped up our investing and our lifestyle with stuff and experiences, as I talked about. But then we thought, since we have so much money left over every month, what if we just worked fewer hours and got more of our time back? And that's exactly what we did. 5 years ago, I was working full-time as a sales director in corporate event marketing, traveling around the country, sometimes around the world. Today, I work part-time as a family finance coach. My wife is also working part-time now as an esthetician. She went back to school for the last year, got her certification, and is now working in a completely different industry. And so far, she really loves it, which is great. Right now, we're both working around 25 to 30 hours per week. It feels really good for our family. Working fewer hours does mean we have less money coming in, but without our monthly mortgage payment, we can afford to make this lifestyle change. It offers us more time with our kids, more time to take care of our health, and more time to dedicate to relaxation and hobbies. So looking back 5 years later, was it worth it to pay off our mortgage early? Absolutely. I would do it again in a heartbeat. And this nice framed gift is a good reminder of that for me. Knowing the importance of creating an income source in retirement, I probably would have emphasized hitting Coast Fire first. But that being said, since we were both investing for our retirement and paying off our mortgage over time, it all worked out in the end. With those 2 milestone goals behind us, we're focused on building generational wealth for our children. That way, we can help them become mortgage-free millionaires as well. Speaking of, if you're interested in building generational wealth for your kids, be sure to check out my new course, brand new course. It's launching soon called Make My Kid a Millionaire. You can find more details at marriagekidsandmoney.com/course. Well, enough from my side, everyone. I want to hear from you. What do you think about paying off your mortgage early? And don't worry, you can tell me your true feelings. I've heard a lot of different opinions from a lot of people out there, so I've grown some thick skin when it comes to people thinking that this is a ridiculous idea. That's okay. What would you do with extra money if you didn't have a mortgage payment each month? That's kind of a fun thing to think about, right? So think about that. Please let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. This is Andy Hill from Marriage, Kids, and Money signing off. Carpe diem.